My Hero Ultra Rumble will die, unless the devs change some things about the game. Now, don't get me wrong. I enjoy playing My Hero Ultra Rumble, but quickly I noticed some serious issues that can hold this game's full potential back. These are the 5 aspects that can take this game from having a healthy player base to being dead in the water very soon. We'll start with this one. Did you see that? That's what I call cancer, or more appropriately, a stun lock, where my character is stuck in impact animations, with me having little to no option but to just watch the pound sound continue. I, like the next man, love the Jujutsu Kaisen jump/fight back meme, but let's keep it out of video games, please. It's even a worse experience when you have all the visual, audio, and possible vibration cues going off at the same time. You basically got yourself a recipe to tilt and frustrate players. It's one of the reasons why people quit fighting games, because they don't like being juggled basically from 100 HP to 0. However, it's worse in a battle royale because sometimes you just get blindsided from a player or a third-party team. There are a number of ways to address this though. I think if your character gets CC or put in a stun position once, they should get a immunity from all forms of CC and stun lock animations for at least 3 to 4 seconds. This includes attacks that halt players' movement when they're far away. We already have iframes when a character gets knocked down, so I don't know why we can't just apply this when a character gets stun locked or CC'd. People will still take damage, but now have the option to at least fight back, or take the smarter option, run away. Is this the best solution? Probably not, but I'm a content creator. I'm just pointing out problems from the perspective of a player who enjoys this game and doesn't want to see its potential be wasted like many other games I've played in the past. While we're on the topic of stun lock and helping players not tilt, let's talk about distance shooters. Mainly looking at you, Deku and Bakugo. I understand it's nice to have a variety of attacks and abilities in game, but the problem is most characters don't have the same range of attacks that Deku and Bakugo have. It's leading to a problem where if someone isn't playing one of these characters, then they're basically throwing the match away. This means people are playing other heroes and villains less and possibly missing out on opportunities to gain a different experience. When I started playing other heroes, it felt as if I was playing a completely different game altogether, because the approach a lot of characters have can be different. The same can be said for other players who are missing out on all the fun that they could be having if they played someone else. So what's the solution? You can limit the range of all distance shooters, or you can implement damage fall off. Basically, the further away someone is, the less damage they do, as well as not halt a player's momentum. You can also implement a charge up animation, where you only do max damage if you hold down the ability long enough, similar to Uraraka's spin to win ability. Let's say 2 to 4 seconds. This prevents players from getting those insane DPS numbers from far distances too. What do you guys think about these solutions? Is it a better option? Let me know what you think. And please don't just say delete the characters either. The next thing I want to mention is that the UI is in need of a major makeover. I know gacha is very popular in Asian countries and amongst certain pocket communities in gaming, but for most of us coming from fighting games or shooters, this UI is enough to make us puke. Someone needs to tell whoever was in charge that less is more. The very first day, I had to use text chat a number of times to tell people to press ready because they didn't know that they needed to click it again. The UI is actually preventing people from playing the game. I'm surprised there aren't more guide videos out on how to navigate this thing. Also, don't get me started on the buttload of currency types this game has either. Yes, you are a free-to-play game, but that doesn't mean you need to go to these measures to confuse your player base into spending more money. I'm okay with gacha rolls, mainly because many BRs and games I played have them in the form of loot boxes. Whether you hate them or not, the companies need money, and free-to-play helps populate the lobbies we all play. You don't want to play a game where you have to sit in queue for over 4 minutes just to play against a bunch of bots. Trust me, I've been there and I never want to go back. So loot box and free-to-play are kind of a necessary evil. And honestly, it isn't such a bad thing if done right. I think Fortnite does it the best when it comes to not milking their customers dry. So loot boxes, gacha rolls, cosmetics, and licensed passes are good. Having enough type of currencies that you can start an in-game forex market is bad. And also, while we're on the topic, locking characters behind gacha rolls is kind of crazy. Now I want to bring up content, which in my opinion is one of the most important aspects to a free-to-play game's longevity. I'm not too worried for My Hero Academia Ultra Rumble if done right. There's been a number of leaked new characters, maps, events, and license passes. So Ultra Rumble shouldn't have a content problem if they pace the release of these things correctly. You don't want to wait 6 to 9 months after the initial launch before making these forms of content available for everybody. You also don't want to just dump everything at once either. I think having a big update every 2 to 4 months is good, and in between those times, it might be a good idea to make small map changes, such as changing landslide to a snow paradise, but keep the surrounding areas similar. While we are on the topic of content, learn from other battle royales in the market. Almost every BR that is still standing has other game modes people can sink their teeth into. You can introduce limited time game modes like Team Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, and other short live modes to let people try out and have fun with. I also think just having trios for BR is kind of shooting yourself in the foot too. I know games are more fun with friends, but sometimes you and your friends don't have similar schedules to play. Or maybe you just don't have enough friends who are interested in the game at all, which is why I think duos and or possibly solos might be a better option for a lot of people. Lastly, let's talk about crossplay. This is tricky because of course we want to play with our friends who are on other platforms, but it seems like PC and console players are having their own issues. Console players are complaining that aim assist is too strong. Just imagine how strong your aim assist has to be for controller players to be this vocal about it. As a mouse and keyboard player, I don't want to deal with this. And as a console player, I'm sure they don't want to deal with the amount of hackers spawning in this game. It isn't extreme yet, but this game will need a stronger form of anti-cheat before enacting crossplay between PC and console players. I think having crossplay between consoles is fair, so Xbox and PlayStation players can queue up together. But till aim assist is turned down and a stronger anti-cheat is made, I don't think it would be wise to have PC and console players compete in the same lobbies. These are the 5 aspects of the game I think need to be addressed if we want My Hero Ultra Rumble to have a healthy player base for longer than a month or two. Let me know how you guys feel about this and if I miss any other issues.